So I got the steering wheel cover for it, kind of like black leather. It's cool. So this is what the steering wheel looks like right now. And this is what it looks like now. I put it on ever so slightly off center at the bottom, and that's really gonna mess with me. But it just took me like over 10 minutes to try and get this on. So I'm not gonna worry about that right now. So I got a new angle grinder from Harbor Freight. I think it was about 45 bucks, because Harbor Freight is awesome. And I also got this kit for wire brushes for the Cadillac and for my Ranger. They both have surface rust on their frames. So we're about to put the Cadillac on the lift, and I'm gonna grind all the rust off and then paint it. And then sometime soon, I will do the same with my Ranger. Let's check out this angle grinder though. We've got a couple of angle grinders here, but I figured it would be convenient to own one myself so that I don't have to constantly borrow my dad's. I'm gonna need both of my hands for this, hold on. Okay. So, wow, look at that. Okay, so I put it together. I put one of the attachments on. Looks nice. And then I unpacked the other ones. And there's this handheld wire brush. And then also I don't know if I talked about this. We're going to strip down and respray and clear coat the rims. So we got some paint remover, then some, this is for painting the frame, some Rust-Oleum black, and then some primer for the rims, and then we ordered black metallic paint for the rims. And then these are also some other attachments. The Cadillac is on the lift now. Trying not to back into this bench. We took a look at underneath, and we took off all of the wheels and looked at the brakes. Yeah, we need new brakes. We aren't sure about the calipers. They may be fine. I mean, they'll have to come off anyway because we need new rotors, and I may spray paint them. But like these front rotors, it's bad. It's real bad. So, yeah, we'll need new rotors. The tires, I don't know if I mentioned this either, but these aren't new tires. They, somebody put them on. I don't know if it was the guy that sold them to me, this Cadillac. The guy I bought it from was a total con artist, but I don't know if he put these on. He may have actually been under the assumption that these are new tires, but they are not. They are stamped with blemish. I think 2 of the tires have blemish and 2 of them don't, which is a little strange, but yeah, they're ever so faint blemish, which means that these are reject tires because they have a little bit of dry rot in them. Dry rot that we didn't notice when we bought this because the guy was a fast talker, and yeah, it worked. But after we got home, we noticed some dry rot, and one day I went to get gas and I got out and I realized that 2 of the tires were kind of flat, and that's how we discovered that these are blemish tires. But really, I mean, now that they're off, maybe it's because the weight of the car isn't on them, but you can't really see the dry rot. I mean, you can a little bit, but they're really not that bad, just looking at them right now. So we'll put them back on after we do the rims, and we'll look at them harder. But if I can, like, if I can keep driving these and not have to spend $700 on new tires, that would be the best option. So I may just keep driving them. I mean, they haven't given me any issues yet, so. But I have all of this to myself for the time being. I'm gonna take the angle grinder, I'm going to grind off the rust on this frame. It isn't that bad. It definitely needs to be painted. I mean, it looks bad on camera, but really, I think the angle grinder will take most of this off. And then I'll either chassis saver all of it, or I'll prime it and spray paint it. And that should ensure some more longevity of this frame. But over here is a little concerning. My dad was explaining this. I mean, it makes sense. These are one kind of metal, these bolts, and the frame is different, and they don't collide. They don't work together, and it causes corrosion. So I'm going to try to do my best to get all of this off, and then maybe down the line we'll just have to weld in a new piece, and that's down the line though. An issue for not now. And the other thing, this whole insert on this side was missing. The guy told me, yeah, $20. It's like, the piece is only like $20. This whole, the purpose of this, it's not for a fog light. The purpose of it, there's a hole in there that is supposed to direct air to the brakes to keep them cool. But, I mean, there's this whole piece on this side, and on this side, there is nothing. It's all gone. So we'll either tear this one out too, or get a new piece for this. And this whole plastic piece on the bottom, we're just gonna tear out because it's kind of just hanging on. Really, I was expecting this to be a lot worse than it is. We haven't really looked at the engine too hard, but it's been running perfectly fine. It hasn't given me any issues, just the brakes were what was scaring me the most. But that's not an issue. I was fully assuming that we would need new brakes, which it does. But the rest is really okay. So tomorrow I'm going to work on probably the rims too. But if we are going to try and save these tires, we're not going to dismount the rims. We're going to keep the tires on, and I'll just tape them off. It'll be kind of cheesy, but whatever. And we'll just strip the rims and paint them with the tires still on. I'll paint the frame. And we changed the oil. It has not been changed recently, like the guy said. Yeah, just changed the oil. It was straight black. And we're scared to do the trans fluid because it's an old trans, and yeah. So my dad's gonna service that, change the fluids, or the engine oil. And we got new spark plugs for it. What else? Oh, maybe some other stuff. But yeah, before this can get back on the ground and on the road, we gotta figure out the brake situation. So let's hope that's not too bad. But tomorrow, I'm gonna work on all this, so I'll bring you back tomorrow. Okay, next day. The plan is to grind down all the rust on the frame with the angle grinder and then spray rust converter. I'm going to start by using the most abrasive attachment on the worst areas. This rear corner panel is something else. I may just go over the angle grinder at the bottom of it for now and not messing up the paint anywhere, but until we get this repaired, I don't want any more of this crap falling off. It'll buff out. Okay, it's been, I don't know, probably half an hour, 45 minutes of doing all this. I just went over everything with the abrasive attachment and the handheld wire brush, and really just that did enough that I'm happy with it. Like, obviously there's still a little bit of surface rust on it, but compared to what it was like before, it's looking way, way better. You can see how shiny it is now. And I looked down at some point and I realized that I don't think any of that was there before I started, so yeah. And it's really difficult to see on camera with the way the lighting is in here, but it's looking way better now. I'm gonna take a leaf blower and I'm gonna blow the dust out of everything that I did, and then I'm gonna take these scrubbing towels and just wipe everything down, try and get all the dirt and grease out, and then I'm going to spray the rust converter. This is the rust converter that I'm using, Metal Eyes. Okay, so I gotta wait about 24 hours for this to cure. Got everything all sprayed down with rust converter. Yeah, it stinks in here. So I held up a piece of cardboard around the exhaust because I really don't want any of it getting on the exhaust, because that will not smell very pleasant, burning it off. But I gotta wait 24 hours for this to cure before I can spray this rubberized coating on everything. So I'm going to go work on painting the porch for the final porch project video. And I gotta sweep all that up first. But I will see you again tomorrow. 2 days later, we took a trip to the Wisconsin Dells. So we literally just got back and I am exhausted, but I got a lot of stuff that I want to do this week. So I'm gonna go right ahead and start spraying the rubberized undercoating. I did not record a whole lot else with the frame. I did take a bunch of before and after photos, and it is an incredible difference. So I am very happy that I took the time to grind down all that rust and repaint it. So now I can at least not have to worry about the frame among all the other worries with the car. The next video on the car will likely be the brakes, so stay tuned for that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.